Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eleanor and today I want to do my February wrap up. I want to just quickly go over all the books I read in February and share my bullet journal of how many pages I read each day, because I always fill that out and I have done for the last couple of years because I find it really encouraging to see how much I read each day, and at a glance I just find it a really good motivator, because sometimes I can very easily just not read for a few days if I'm not actively trying to egg myself on to read. Just very easily distracted, and I am a very good procrastinator. So first off, I want to talk about a trilogy, and I'm going to just talk about them together because they're the same series. So it's Morrigan's Cross, Dance of the Gods, and Valley of Silence by Nora Roberts. Now this is a supernatural fantasy, and Nora Roberts writes mostly romance. So this is a trilogy I read at the beginning of February, and this was actually a reread for me. I've read the series a couple of times, but it's been maybe about 4 or 5 years since I've last read it. It's a series I greatly enjoy, and I find it quite an easy read. There's nothing complicated. There's nothing complicated or deeply challenging about it. Nora Roberts writes in a very easy style, with good. It's easy to comprehend what's going on for a fantasy. It's not overly complicated because the emphasis is actually on the romance. So this is following a warlock who's out of time, a vampire, a witch, a warrior, and a shapeshifter. Now these people all congregate together, and they have a big crisis of a vampire queen, Lilith, and they have to try and destroy her and save the world. It's set in, there's like different timelines and there's different worlds, so it's quite a mix of different things. And these books aren't actually very long, and they're just great fun. I just have great time reading these. The characters are really fun. Everyone does get paired up, but there is a lot of insta love, and yeah, I just find them just great fun, easy reading, nothing overly complicated. I just always really enjoy my time when I read these. So that was great fun this month to reread these back to back and just be in this world again. The next book I read was A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. Her first book, A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, which is up there, I absolutely loved, and this book was no exception. It's set in the same universe with similar characters, but it's not a direct sequel. It's not following the same storyline in the same way. It's just set in that same world, just following different characters. It's not very heavily plot based. It's about the characters, it's about these alien species, it's about this world, it's about like humanity, and like it's just beautiful. The writing's fantastic, the world building and the way she writes and describes these other species is just superb. I cannot recommend this series enough. She's got a third book out, which I need to get as soon as possible, because I love her writing so much. As soon as I finish this, I immediately wanted to reread this one and reread the first one. I just have such a fantastic time. I can't put them down. It's just so hard to explain how deeply I feel about this series, because actually this is something that I didn't think I would actually like, because these books aren't plot based. They are very, very heavily character driven. It's about the people, it's about their lives, it's about their story, and it's very deeply moving in that way. There is a plot, obviously, because you can't really have a book without something going on, but that's not what the focus is at all. And usually it's plot based books I really enjoy. I want a very forward moving plot, I want a very engaging storyline, but these books aren't that at all. So it was a huge surprise for me when I realised that I actually loved this and felt head over heels in love. And yeah, the books are just beautiful. I love these colours. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend this. It's about a robot who, it's hard to explain because this is kind of a continuation, but it's about an AI being placed into a mechanical robot body, which is actually illegal in this world. And it's about this AI who normally lives in a ship, and it's about them struggling to deal with a physical form and the exploration of what it means to be a human. And it's just beautiful. oh, I can't recommend enough. Sci-fi at its best. Definitely check this series out. It's won the Arthur C. Clarke Award for a reason. And the last book I read in February was Maskerade by Terry Pratchett. I really enjoy Terry Pratchett. I've read a few of his books and I have a fair few to go. I've not actually read very many in comparison to how many he's written in his Discworld series, and I'm not very good at actually picking them up in order, but I think most of the time you can kind of get by with not reading them in order as long as you can dispel belief because of the weird and wacky fantastical nature of his Discworld. So this is following the witches, and it's Granny Weatherwax and Nanny Og, and they're on the hunt for another witch to complete their triad, and it's loosely based on like the Phantom of the Opera, and they go to an opera house and shenanigans ensue with these weird and wacky characters. It's nonsense, it's utter nonsense, it's so ridiculous, but so much fun, and I always have a great time reading Terry Pratchett. Sometimes they are hard to understand just because they can be so ridiculous that it's like you get really lost and confused about what's going on, and you just like, what is happening? But this is one which is fairly straightforward, and it was just very ridiculous and a lot of fun. So yeah, so now I quickly want to just show you my bullet journal that I use for reading, and this is what my February wrap up looks like. So this is all the books that I've just talked about and what I rated them, and if you're interested, my Goodreads is linked below, and there is some written reviews about these books as well, and I also did a separate video review talking about the Circle trilogy by Nora Roberts. So I'll leave that link below as well if you want to hear my thoughts more deeply about that series. And this is just a quick summary of how many pages I read each day in the month. And yeah, it's fairly consistent this month. I just like this because I just find it really encouraging. At maybe the end of every day or every couple of days, I take my wee bit of paper that I've kept track of how many pages I've read, and I colour it in, and I just find it really encouraging. And even on the days where I'm really busy, I try to always read for at least 10 minutes just to kind of get maybe 10 pages if that coloured in, and I just find that really encouraging because, as I said, I am very easily distracted. I'm very easily occupied by other things, and I don't always prioritise reading as much as I should, and I do want to. I'm not forcing myself to do this, but I just like it as a way to keep myself accountable. So yeah, so that's my spread for February. Yeah, what books have you read in the last month? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you've read any of these books as well. And I'm hoping to read a bit more in March, because February there was a really busy month for me. I had a lot going on, so I'm hoping to pick up some more books and get more read, but we shall see. Don't hold me to that promise. So yeah, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.